Hello and welcome to American History, 1492 to 1865, or American History 1. I am Instructor Bings, and I'm looking forward to a great 8 weeks together with you. And I'm so glad that you're in the class, and I wanted to share a few things with you by way of announcements. And so let me bring up, I can find it here. Bring up the, excuse me, bring up the course homepage. There we go. Let's try this again. Sorry for the pause. I really do know what I'm doing here. There we go. The course homepage should be on your screen now. And I am recording this on Monday night, March 9th. So you will have access to this course homepage in about 3.5 hours at midnight, Tuesday, March 10th. But just a quick little tutorial and information about things that you might need during the course. When you come into your course, you're going to see this course homepage, and it might look like this. That didn't change much, but anyway, this is the welcome. If you look over here on the left, you see a menu with folders. This is the welcome folder. And so there's my little welcome spiel. 4 things that I'd like you to keep in mind during the course. Please make sure you read over that. There is the course textbook, which you can purchase from the Carl Albert bookstore. And then there's some more information about me if you'd like to read that reading. I will tell you that if you ever have a hard time going to sleep, read that and it might put you right off to dreamland. Also on the left side here in the folders, you'll see the next folder is the course syllabus. Click on that, and then you'll have to click on which preference you have. Do you want a Word doc or do you want a PDF version? And if you'll click on that, you can then open it and download it. So make sure you, as Yoda says, read the syllabus you must. And please make sure you read, if you don't read anything else, read the section on Carl Albert's policy about plagiarism. I'll talk a little bit more about that. The next folder is the Start Working folder. This class will be set up in 4 modules, and since we're on an accelerated course of 8 weeks, instead of getting about 4 weeks per module, you're going to get about 2 weeks per module, except for this first module since spring break is included. And I will post each module the day before it starts. So you'll want to click on module 1, and this brings up all the assignments that you have, as well as the information about the module. You can see here module 1 starting on March 10th, and it goes through the 29th of March, and that includes spring break. What chapters you need to read in your textbook, and then the homework assignments. There's a discussion question. That should really be a quiz, not a test. It's only 10 10 questions, and I'll get that changed, then a report, and then a test at the end of the module. You'll want to notice this highlighted section. All quizzes and tests are open book. Yippee! So for this module, you'll want to get started right away, and you can, let's say you you want to start working on the report. Down here are the specific instructions for each assignment. So the discussion question, introduce yourself, is right here with all the instructions. The U.S. history quiz, which I have down here, quiz, right there, and then the early American settlements report. And then the test not being until March 27th, I will post it on Thursday night, March 26th at 10 p.m. and you'll have 3 days to do it. And again, it's open book, but you'll see on the tests that I've designed them to where you have to use your textbook. You cannot use the internet. So that's how the modules will work. So at the end of March 29th, I will post Module 2, which will show up right underneath here. So that's the Start Working folder is where you want to go to know about all your assignments. Then you have a folder that says I need help. Click on that and you'll find, so I want you to do papers in MLA format. So here's a link to an online MLA resource. Then Carl Albert has several resources to help you. This link will take you directly to the library, and then this link down here takes you directly to the databases in the library that can help you with your research. And these are databases of online journals and other helpful resources. If you need to go to the online, to the Carl Albert Online College site, you'll click on this right here. And Sarah Brown is the coordinator. So she is the head honcho if you need to talk to somebody about some kind of an issue. Carl Albert offers free tutoring, free online tutoring through this program called Upswing. Click on that, it'll take you right to it. And then this is a link to some other, actually this link goes directly to the student resources page on the Carl Albert website. And then down here, there's some other information about maybe some other people you need to talk to or get a hold of. If you have IT problems, or I'm sorry, if you need help with Blackboard, you'll contact Michael Martin. Actually, I don't think that's correct anymore. I'll have to change that. I think we have a new person for that. But here's enrollment help and then IT stuff. And then the Carl Albert policy on Americans with Disabilities Act, the Student Disability Services of Carl Albert. This link takes you directly there. And then I have provided a one-page document that simply gives you about 8 or 9 tips to improve your writing, and that is provided as a Word doc or a PDF. So all of those things are in the I Need Help folder. I think that's it. I am going to try to post a video, try to do it weekly, but if not, I will at least do one for each module. And just to maintain some visual contact and maybe address something that needs to be addressed. A couple of things that I do want to mention right now is you'll notice for each module will have a discussion, and you'll read. You'll either watch a video or you'll probably watch a video, or I'll have something that addresses something in one of the chapters of the textbook. And the first thing you have to do is you have to reply with your own initial post. It's got to be so many words, and the initial post is usually due within 5 or 6 days after the module starts. That will be the due date for the discussion that you will see. But you need to read very carefully, because you have to then post at least 3 replies to your classmates. And usually you have to do that by a week later. So make sure you read the discussions very carefully. Please let me encourage you to not, what a lot of students do is they post their initial reply by the due date. And many students, they wait until the very last day to turn in their replies to their classmates. So for example, let me go back to the course homepage. So I'm going to go to the Start Working tab, right, to get to the module. Click on that. Then I'm going to go down to the discussion instructions. And you can see here, your initial post is due Sunday, March 15th. And then your replies, March 23rd. So this is what a lot of students do in classes. They post their initial reply, let's say by March 15th, that's great. And then they wait until March 23rd, and within 10 to 15 minutes, they give a quick 3 replies to their classmates. And while it's perfectly okay to do that, I want to encourage you to try to space your replies out over the module time period, or well, taking those dates for example, March 15th through March 23rd. Try to space your replies out every couple of days. And what I want to encourage you to do is, by doing that, you're going to enhance the discussion and therefore enhance your class experience. If you wait until March 23rd and just very quickly reply 3 times, most likely you're not going to have anybody reply to you. And the discussion board is designed where you can really interact with your classmates. And so let me encourage you to space out your replies. Also, remember that you have to have at least 3, but that doesn't mean you have to stop with 3. Reply if you're having a good discussion with a classmate and your work schedule or whatever permits it, keep on discussing the topic. It's just going to enrich your experience. And you can even reply after March 23rd. So I just wanted to make a mention of that. Let me talk about plagiarism, and then I'll bring this introduction or welcome message to a conclusion. Plagiarism is where a student, and this is in college, a college setting, but even an author, someone who writes books, can plagiarize. Plagiarism is deliberately or unintentionally claiming someone else's work as your own. And this is very serious in academic settings. And since we're on a junior college level, many of you may be taking courses for the first time ever. Maybe some of you are going back to school for the first time in years. You're really not up on what plagiarism is and the do's and don'ts. Usually schools will give you a warning or two, but after a few warnings, you could be in danger of being kicked out of the school. That's how serious plagiarism is. So plagiarism, again, is intentionally or unintentionally claiming someone else's work as your own. So in order to write papers, you have to read sources. How do you avoid basically taking someone's work and saying that it's yours? Well, of course, you never write anything word for word unless you say something like this. So and so in their book says this, and then you use quotation marks, and you can put their statement or their sentence word for word in your paper if you put quotation marks around it and you indicate that this is a quote. The best way to avoid plagiarism is write things in your own words. You can take ideas, you can take thoughts and concepts from sources, but rework them into your own wording. And if you're not sure if you have reworked it enough and it still might be close to plagiarism, then simply add something like this. Mr. Johnson said in his book that whatever. And it might not be an exact quote, but this way you're covering your bases to make sure that you don't appear to be claiming somebody else's work for your own. I'll see if I can find a short plagiarism video on YouTube and I'll post it for you to look at. One more thing. Many students simply go to various websites and they do that very easy exercise of copying and then pasting. They go to Wikipedia, they copy a paragraph or two, they paste it onto their paper. They go over here to another website, they find something else good, they copy it, paste it. And students, you need to understand that if you copy and paste paragraphs and sentences from different sites, and then you just put them together like a quilt, so to speak, that is still plagiarism. And I can tell you that I've been doing this long enough that I can pretty much spot when a student has just copied and pasted. And it's very easy to check that too. We have tools to check for that. So just be very careful about your writing. And again, I'll see if I can find a short video that you can watch. I will put it in the folder that says I need help. And if you have any questions about plagiarism, you can text me. Please make sure you see my office hours that are posted on my information. I'm sure the Upswing program, the Upswing service on Carl Albert can help you also. And so please avoid plagiarism. Well, that's it for tonight. Looking forward to our starting point. I went a little bit longer than I wanted to, but there's a lot of things that I wanted to cover. One key thing that you need to read, but I want to say communication is a key to success in this class. If you have a computer that is wiped out, if you have a child that gets sick, Now, I know always that your first thought is not, oh, I better contact my instructor and let them know. But eventually you're going to think about, oh, I've got to get back to my work, and I've lost some days and I've lost ground. If something has come up, like a sickness or another emergency or a computer crash, shoot me a text. Let me know. Communicate with me, and I will work with you to help you get your work done, give you an extension if that's needed, and get your work done so that there's no late deductions, and help you to do as well as you can in the course. So keep that in mind. Have a great evening, and we will be in touch with you. Bye-bye.